Hey guys, this is Nathan, and welcome back to the Unbound realm. Hope you guys are doing good today. I am doing great. Getting ready to do some building up here on our second village finally. And I've been kind of looking around here trying to figure out a couple of things. Now, I did have a beacon set up here just a little bit ago, so we do have that available if we need to do any major terraforming in this area, which I have already done quite a bit here to this hill in particular. So we have a space here that we can build things on, but I think I want to do just regular houses more up here in the hill or in the side of the mountain area. And our larger businesses, I feel like they need to go down here on this larger flat area down below. So the first thing that we need to get into this village is definitely an inn, because we need somewhere that we can sleep and somewhere that we can get food, and we've already established that we don't carry food around with us in this world. So I do have a design for the tavern, and I think it should look pretty good. I guess I probably should take out this tree because it's kind of in the way. But also this tavern will start to set the tone and color palette for what this area is going to be. Now, we are going to need a lot of spruce wood for this particular village. And yeah, by the way, it is Christmas today. So yeah, just to let you know. But we are going to be using a lot of the stuff in this box right here, and that is red nether bricks. So the red nether bricks are going to be what we use for our roofs in this village. And I think that's going to look nice. It'll make a very nice, sharp contrast to the village over here with the dark oak roofs. So I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, let me get a couple of things figured out here. I need to kind of start laying out a little bit of this village. Now, this village is going to be slightly more planned than the first one. The first village was a very organic grow. I started thinking about what buildings I needed and where I could put them, and that was how that village grew. This one here, we're going to plan out a bit more. Now, one of the first things that I need to do here is get the paths laid out. So I suppose I'm going to get going on that. Obviously, we have our main path coming up here, and I'm going to have to try to figure out what this path was made to look like. Of course, we've got podzol and coarse dirt, all kinds of stuff going on in this path. So yeah, I am going to work on getting the path laid out, and that will very much dictate where we can build certain buildings and how big they can be. So I'm going to work on that for a little bit, and I'll see you guys after a while. So I now have the path coming up into the heart of what will soon be this mountain village, and I have laid out the footprint of our tavern. Now, this is a fairly simple shape. It is just a cross shape, but we have a lot of stuff to do with it. Now, one thing that I did have to do here was to kind of shave the edge of the hill back a little bit here, because I didn't really want one side to be higher, but having a drop off in the back is not as big of an issue, because we can very easily drop down the foundation, and that can also then become access to our food area, because we are going to need to make that here as well. But there is going to be a lot of spruce wood in this. But before I get started on the spruce wood, I actually need to grab this box right here. Now, this is my non-typical stones. And so we need a bunch of polished andesite. And we are going to be placing this polished andesite along the edges of this, all along here. So at least I think that's what we're going to be doing. I had a couple of different ideas here, one of which had bushes along the side of it, and that would take whatever coarse dirt instead of the polished andesite. Honestly, I think the polished andesite will look fine. So I think this is what I'm going to do to start out with and just see how it looks. And then, of course, around the back, I will need to make this foundation run down along the side of the building. And that's actually going to take a little bit of thought on my part because, of course, my super flat world is, or my creative super flat, my creative world is a super flat world. So, yeah, that's kind of going to mess with my ability to do that. But so I do need to get this foundation put in, and there's going to be a few other things that I want to do before we get going into the actual building here. Now, one thing is the entrance is going to be here. Now, I think I'm only going to put it on one side, and I think it's going to be right here. You'll enter in, and there will be a little bit of an area here. Then you come in, and there will be a nice inviting fireplace on the far end, seating over here for eating, and then this over here is going to be the kitchen area. So hopefully this will all work out good. So yeah, let me get some of this taken care of, and I'll see you guys after a little bit. What on earth is going on here? My grass is changing colors. What? There shouldn't be a different biome here. And the weird part is this was not like that just a little bit ago. I just flew down to the other village to take a look at something. Yeah, it's all over the place. What? It looks like a chunk border. What's the chunk? Is it F3G? Yeah, it is a chunk. Do we have like a corrupt chunk here? Oh, if this all changes color, I am not going to be happy. This seems even more vibrant now than it was just a bit ago. Oh no. What happened? What happened? Oh no. Yeah, it seems to be changing even as I'm here. Well, that's not good. Aha! No! Well, I'm sure we can figure out some way to hide that. But why? That is severely depressing. Well, I guess we'll see if we can deal with that later. So what I need now, right here, we need a bunch more of this spruce, and then we're also going to need some oak, and we already have our birch fences. So the floor in here is going to be oak. So yeah, we'll go ahead and put those in here, and yeah, I'll just take this back a little ways here. So there's going to be a huge amount of wood used in this village. This just bothers me. Why? So next up, we are going to take some of our spruce logs and place them in here, and we're going to strip those down. Now, spruce logs that are stripped have kind of a little bit of a greenish hue to them, and it's not exactly the best look in the world, but I think we should be okay. The overall look of this is not bad. Then we're going to go ahead and bring these up to the same height, and then we are going to place some birch fences along the side. And actually, I have a crafting table on me, so I'm going to go ahead and place this right there so that it's basically right in the middle of this. And we need some spruce stairs. So we're going to need quite a few of those, so I might as well make a bunch. And we're going to put that here. Now that is going to be the door, and then we're going to work our way around here. Now, if I remember right, what I did in the creative world was to put a little bit of spruce planks in the corner there. That way we don't have the logs showing through, but at the same time we minimize the amount of space that we're wasting. So we still have this little corner here. Now we could remove that if we absolutely need the space later. But so then we'll go ahead and do the same thing here again. Yeah, those are getting awfully bright. That is really bothering me. So then once again, strip those back. We'll go ahead and take our stairs, and we're going to put a stair on the bottom, stair on the top. And I don't have the glass with me. So we are going to be using white glass in this village to kind of look more like a frosted glass. And later on, we are going to be putting a lot of snow around here. So that may be a way to kind of hide this chunk discoloration. I guess that might work. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. But so this is going to be the basics of the lower floor. I'm going to carry this around. We're going to have windows basically on most sides. We are going to have some chimneys for the various fireplaces because, yeah, heating is going to be a big deal in this village. We're going to have a lot of fireplaces to keep the buildings warm because we are in a snowy biome. So yeah, I'm going to extend this around the building, and then I'll come back and we'll take a look at it. So there is now an enclosed space here. We have our main fireplace here, and I decided to change up the layout a little bit. So there will be seating over here by the fireplace for a more comfortable setting. Over here, I'm going to put the eating area, but I decided we needed a decent place for access to the upstairs, and so that opened up this space here to go down underneath the building, and we're actually going to put the kitchen down here. So I kind of like that idea, but I'm not going to be working on that right now. So now we want to come up here to the top, and we are going to finish this out up here. So like I said, this building is going to have a lot of wood in it. Now, of course, we are going to have another fireplace here. And so we're not going to have some of the things that we have on some of the other parts. So one thing that I am doing here is putting a lot of logs in this thing. So we're going to go ahead and bring this up a little bit further. And this is going to be where we put our windows and such. And I took the wood out of my inventory. I'm not sure why I did that. I still have the glass. All right, perfect. So let's go ahead and head back upstairs. I'm actually kind of glad that for once I don't have to worry about using a ladder to go up and down. Now, in the ground floor, we have a single pane of glass. Up here, we are going to use double panes of glass. So, yeah, that is how this is going to be. And let's see here. So this goes up there, this goes there. Let's go ahead and put this here, and we will connect these guys in here. Now, I might need to use full blocks here. I'm not sure, but it does look like I probably need to sleep, and we definitely need some lighting up here. Let's go ahead and just drop a little bit around here just as precaution. Now, I have been slowly... Oh, yeah, that's right. I picked up the bed. But I have been slowly working on lighting this area up, but I have not gotten it all finished yet. So let's go ahead and we'll set the bed over here for now. So yeah, respawn point set. So that is something that we will be seeing a lot now since we're in 1.13. But so we'll have this here. And yeah, next up is the roof. Now there's a couple of things about the roof in this building. Of course, that is not the right chest. I apparently did not get it out. So we are going to be using the red nether brick, and we're going to use the exact same style of roof that we have used in the first village. So we're going to have a lot of stairs and full blocks, And then in the edge, we are going to be using bricks rather than the cobblestone that we used in the previous builds. So let's come up here. I have a little bit of stone brick slabs. So we're going to be putting these across here. And then, like I said, just like before, we are going to be putting in the slight angled areas here. And then we're going to switch up to the stone bricks, full bricks. We're going to bring this up again, and then another full brick, and then, yeah, we'll just go ahead and do this here. We're going to use the same basic style of roof embellishment that we have used in the others, and once again, I am now out of the stone brick slabs. So yeah, this is how I'm going to be doing this. Go ahead and get the roof put on this thing now. Maybe we can look at getting some of the interior work done yet today. And that would make me actually rather happy. So yeah, I will be back in a little bit. Well, I have been working for some time to try to figure out how to make a decent looking fireplace here in the second floor. And it's just not working out too good. This is about the best I can do. So we have a little bit of the red nether brick exposed behind it, and then also the campfire itself is sitting on a log that forms the side of the building. But that's about as good as I can do. So we do have a couple of rooms here now in the upstairs, and I need to put another fireplace here on this room. But we also have the common room here, and this is going to need some seating and maybe some bookshelves and some paintings and things like that. And then this area here, I've been struggling to figure out how I am going to do this. So obviously this is fine. We come up here into this space, but we have this little area over here that can still, you know, you can walk over onto it. And I don't really like that idea too much. But we definitely have some decorating to do up here. The downstairs is starting to look pretty good. Of course, we'll be able to put some items up here on the mantle of the fireplace here. Put some nice comfy seating here. And then we'll be able to put our tables and chairs around here. And then we go down into the lower portion, and this is where our kitchen is going to be. Now I think we're also going to go ahead and break through this wall somewhere and put the door for the food deliveries and things like that. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of stuff to figure out there. So yeah, I mean, you guys have seen the decorating process before, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just work on that. And I don't know what is going on with this discoloration of this chunk. Sometimes it's here, sometimes it isn't. I don't understand. You know, I can fly away from the area and come back and it'll be gone, but sometimes I can fly in and it'll be here, and I can log out and log back in and it'll be gone, or it might be here. I don't know what is causing it for sure. But the other thing that we can see here on the outside, we have the roof complete, and we have a couple of chimneys sticking up above this, and we're going to be adding at least 2 more chimneys because we need the one for the second bedroom in the upstairs, and then we also need the chimney for the kitchen. And yes, there's going to be a lot of cobwebs used in this village. So yeah, we're going to just figure on using tons of those. And if we have to do more searching for cobwebs, so be it. But yeah, I'm kind of liking the way this is looking. We've got a lot of interior work to do. But I'm going to get to that, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. So, as you can see, we now have another chimney on this, because I have finished the first floor and second floor interiors. So if we pop inside of here, we're greeted by a bunch of potted plants and flowers, or flower pots, I guess, because this one's a cactus. But just to kind of make you feel like it's nice and cozy. Then you come in here and there's a lot of tables and chairs, and these are a bit more secluded, but lots of seating for various guests. Then over here by the camp, or by the fire, there are a couple of chairs. You can come over here and sit and just enjoy the heat of the fire as you warm up from the cold. And yes, I'm very much liking that. Got a couple of things up on the mantle just to kind of make it a little bit more inviting. A painting over here on the wall. In general, it doesn't look bad. Now, the downstairs we still are going to have to work on, but that's going to be for later on. Now, the upstairs, you come up and there's more of the potted plants, and I decided to add some dark oak trapdoors along the base of the wall here because, you know, the dark oak is just down the hill and we have some pillagers out here. Okay, well, whatever. But so it adds a little bit of depth and a little bit of interest to the walls. And then a couple of paintings, some nice, comfortable seating here by the fire, some more items up above the fireplace, and some books. And I thought this was kind of neat. We have a loom placed backwards here on the wall, and that looks like an empty bookshelf. Then we have a book sitting on top of the bookshelves. I think that's pretty cool. Then in here, this is more like the businessman's room. It's got a desk with some paper and a cartography table that makes it look like there's something going on here. Not sure what, but something. We have a single bed in this room, a bookshelf, a chest, you know, the fireplace, and it looks pretty nice. There's painting in here. You know, just in general, not a bad looking room. Put the carpet on the floor just to make it, you know, this is a bit higher end room, so wanted the carpet in here. And then the other room is a double room, so we've got two beds, not quite as much fancy stuff. There is a chair here, bookshelf there, chest for each bed, one potted plant here in the corner, and several paintings. So yes, I am very much liking the way that this looks. Not overly decorated, but it's enough that it feels, you know, lived in, I guess you could say. So, I like it. And of course, the downstairs now, we are going to have to get this set up with the kitchen and our food dispenser and a few things like that. But right now, I think what I'm going to do, of course, night just fell, so I'm going to have to sleep. But I am going to go and start adding the smoke to the fireplace chimneys so that we can make this look a little bit more interesting from the outside. And then I will probably also start adding a bit of snow because we want to have this feel like it is a very cold area. So yes, got a bunch of stuff to do on the outside of the building now. And then I'll see you guys after a little bit. So I have added the smoke to one of the chimneys, and I decided I would try to experiment with adding some trees and some snow around this. And I think it's looking good, but as I started thinking about it, I realized our roof is incorrect. So yeah, we need to replace some of these blocks with snow, and probably a good portion of them. So we're going to want to bring in some snow blocks and possibly some snow layers. Here, let me grab some snow layers here. So I have been harvesting a bunch of stuff from our snowman here, but yes, I feel like we need to pile up some snow on top of this building. And I'm not entirely sure how this is going to look. So let's go ahead. I do not want my shears. I want to be able to use some blocks to get up here. So I feel like we want to put some layers on that as well. And it's basically going to be a lot of replacing tons and tons of these blocks with snow blocks and snow layers to give a little bit of variation in the height of the roof. And we'll leave a few of the actual roof blocks behind just to kind of make it feel like, parts of it are not covered. Now, one thing to keep in mind is if you have one layer of snow, mobs can spawn on it. If you add two, it then stops mobs from spawning. So anywhere that you want to not have mobs spawning, put at least 2 layers of snow and you'll be fine. So yeah, I'm going to do a little experimenting with that. Maybe I can get that last little bit of smoke onto the chimneys as well. But now, one thing that you may have noticed on the smoke, I did not give this a huge angle to the smoke. It just very gently goes out to the side. So basically, we are going to be putting a lot of pine trees around here. And since we're kind of up on the mountain, not like that village where it is along the ocean, we're not going to have near the wind up here. And so the smoke is going to go more of an upward thing. So yeah, kind of set up the basic look for that. And yeah, actually looking at this, that looks a lot better already. So yeah, let me do a little bit of stuff with this roof, with putting snow on it, and we'll see how it looks when it's all said and done. Well, I have to say, when I look at this, it does not look nearly as good as I would have hoped. The only way that we could really make this look decent is to have the entire roof made out of snow. And also the edges are very difficult to work with. So what I'm thinking we may have to do is just remove all of the snow from the area, and we'll hold the snow for higher elevations. Now, obviously, natural snow is showing up here along the side of the mountain a little bit. So if we head up here, this area has natural snow on it. So this was bare once upon a time, and when it rains, this actually has snow falling on it. So I mean, there are some places here where we may have to start looking into this, but I mean, it just does not work nearly as good as I would have hoped. This random snow layer area, this looks pretty good. It just doesn't quite fit the area. So we'll say that it's cold here, but not snowy yet. So yes, I have a lot of snow to pick up here, and that is actually rather irritating. But I guess that's one of the things that you run into while you are experimenting with builds. So, I mean, we got an idea. It just doesn't quite fit, and the roofs may have to be a slightly different shape to actually make this snow look good. And I don't think that we're going to be able to have any of the snow or any of the roof actually showing through the snow. So yeah, that is rather unfortunate. I do have a lot of work to do to fix all of this, but I think I am going to call it quits on this episode for today. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on or anything that you would like to see, be sure to leave that down in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye.